What's up, guys? Welcome to another video of Dev Talks with your host Travian, where we talk about everything engineering technology wise. And in this video, we're going to be talking about teachers reacting in the classroom. Apparently, some are going straight to old-fashioned methods. So without further ado, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share, and let's dive right in.
Professors are going back to the basics, giving handwritten in-class exams and making students show proof of their work in order to combat AI. A survey shows 92% of undergraduate students are using AI today, compared to 66% last year. Our next guest is dealing with this firsthand. Stephen Cicerelli is an English professor at St. Peter's University in New Jersey, and he joins us now. Good morning to you, Professor.
Good morning.
Good morning. So you posted this post on X, this tweet, and you got almost 15 million views. Let me read it for our audience. You wrote, "I just failed a student for submitting an AI-written research paper, and she sent me an obviously AI-written email apology, asking if there's anything she can do to improve her grade. We are through the looking glass, folks." So this is when you realized it was a problem. It was verbatim AI. You ran it through some sort of a device where you can check, right? How do you do that?
Well, with that particular paper, I knew it was AI because it was it had real books that it was citing, but the page number, the quotes were not real, and the page numbers didn't.
So it's not always right. AI is not always right.
No. So it was mentioning a real book, but I actually looked at the real book,
Yeah.
and those quotes were not in the book.
And you didn't recognize this writing. You've been teaching this student for a while,
Yes.
and you knew this student didn't write the paper.
Yes, I had seen, I do enough in-class writing with them where I get to know and I tell them on the first day that your writing is like a fingerprint. I get to know your writing really well by these in-class writings, so I can just usually sniff out when something's not them, and that usually sends me into detective mode after if I get a sense that things are off.
Yeah, a lot of professors.
Y'all better wake up, yo. So there's a few things here, right? Because obviously they're talking about college here, I believe. Because he's from a university and everything, is a college professor and all this other stuff. But there's a few things here that's going to get y'all caught up. For one, you see the jump from 66 to 92. I don't know if that means for just using AI in general or for in schoolwork in all across the board. At the end of the day, you're never going to end off with students being bad or not using AI. It's going to happen. In today's day and age of where we are right now, we're going to see them use it regardless or not. It's how you can better change your curriculum and everything, because I've seen an actual English teacher from a place in, I think it was Dayton County, Florida, when they were working head-on-head with Google and Gemini in the school district and everything, and the English teacher was like, hey, they're going to use this anyways, so how can I teach them in the class on how to use AI? And also, guess what? The teacher said it's not going to be 100% correct to them. So they're trying to teach them how to navigate AI on how can this better increase my reading and writing. But also, the teacher showed them how AI is incorrect and not a truthful thing to use. And I love that for that teacher, because that is the way you're supposed to teach. A lot of professors, they going to see stuff and they just going to fail you. They're going to say, hey, we know it wasn't that. And they know how to catch on. They're not going to teach you in the class on how to get around these stuffs, but this is how you're supposed to be taught in high school and whatever. When you're coming up, before you get to college, you're supposed to be taught these skills and get used to it. But the problem is we're in that gray era where it wasn't taught to those students going into college or anything like that. It's just readily available for a lot of students that were already in college. They couldn't have those types of curriculum or classes that haven't been adopted by high schools yet, and all these other things going across the board. So obviously he can go and check the quotes. If you need citations, teachers have been asking for citations for a reason. And you telling me you didn't? This is how dumb the student is. Sorry, the student could be smart in a bunch of other ways, but it was just a dumb mistake. And that's what I mean by how dumb the student was. It was a dumb mistake because you yourself trusted this AI thing, didn't proofread the quotes that it gave on this real book. And the teacher went ahead and proofreaded your essay because he was going to read it and told y'all before the class started what he was going to do. And you still turned it in. and then sent an email that was apparently an AI as well. And the thing is, especially, this is worse for English classes. Mind you, he's an English teacher. It's way easier to get caught up in English class, especially when you have class working assignments where the teacher can see your progression in writing skills in class. So if you write one way in class and then you write phenomenally for a big paper or essay or anything like that, they're going to know the difference, or they're going to think somebody else wrote it for you, or that you stole certain things from other students. And you get caught up. People are getting caught up like this without even AI existing. So, y'all students, you in university, you an English student, you better look out, yo. You better look at what you're doing. I tell people AI is a great tool to have, but it is not always correct at all. You need to second guess, research it. It's a nice thing to have. You can learn a lot of things from it, but it is not always correct.
Are going back to the blue books. Remember those when we had to write essays? So it proves your work. You had to write out your essays or your math problems. In fact, at UC Berkeley, the blue book sales are up 80%. Blue book sales at Texas A&M up 30%, and at UF up 50%. How do professors tackle this? Because everyone apparently is using AI.
Yeah. So I mean, as a as a fiction writer and as a writing professor, I think in-class writings is one way to do it. But I mean, anybody who writes knows that the writing process is, you need to be alone for that sometimes. And so in-class writing works. But I've also been using Google Assignments, where, and it kind of almost feels like I'm giving away my secrets and students are listening. But Google Assignments, and you can track the document history, and it'll show you minute by minute how the student put the paper together. You can see if they made edits. You can see if they misplaced a comma. You can see all of that stuff. And so when you see that at this minute there was no paper, and then at this minute there was an entire paper, something came in. So you
can check each student using this device.
Yeah. And I usually, I mean, just for the time's sake, I don't usually do it with every student. But like I said, if I sniff out something, I'll go and then check the document history, and I'll see, is anything fishy?
What are you hearing? What's the feedback from the 15 million that viewed this post and from parents?
The general feedback I was getting online was most people were on my side, that this is cheating. I mean, this is our generation's copy and paste. This was like copying and pasting. I heard some of the arguments on the other side were things like, this is the future. We need to teach them to use tools of the future, which to me is sort of a kind of a cop out. You're you're not addressing the moral issue of whether this is a good thing.
It's not a cop out. It's only a cop out when you don't address the cheating portion. I think I've said it on both, didn't I? Did I address it on both sides in the beginning? I think I addressed it on both sides. It is obviously wrong. A lot of students are going to be doing this. I'm telling you all right now, so many students are going to be doing this. I think I addressed both because I talked about the other teacher and how the teacher showed these students how it was wrong and the appropriate way of teaching it, and them doing it before they get to college. I don't know if that suggested that I was in agreement that, yeah, obviously cheating is wrong. You should not cheat on anything. It is wrong, but at the same standpoint, they need to be taught how to use and regulate it. And if they're not going to get taught it, if they're not being taught it in high school, they're going to fall behind, because the ones that are, they're going to be way more successful and using it overall, especially against their peers. But he has a lot of little tricky schemes to get through it.
I mean, there's also the issue too of, should this exist for students to use? I mean, it's a different question of whether we use it as a tool in the workplace or whatever. But for students, it's a different
Real quickly,
thing.
what was the reaction from this female in your class? She had tears. Was she sorry? Her apology was in AI.
I didn't. So the paper came in at the end of the semester, and so all I did was email her back, and I didn't get a response back. So I didn't get to see the facial.
Okay, but you failed her. And he was telling me in the green room, next year you're going to have a conversation with the kids in the beginning or the students in the beginning, and you're going to say, if you do this, you're out.
Yeah, I'm making. I think no one strike policy. You do it once, you fail for the class.
Okay.
Yeah.
Professor, thank you so much. Thanks for teaching our kids.
And at the end of the day, he could do whatever he wants in his classroom. Just when his Rate My Professor score goes from 5 stars to 1, when he goes from a 10 to a 1, He'll know why. Because those students are gone. I bet you that girl went on Rate My Professor right after that and it's made up all this crap about him. I wonder what his Rate My Professor grade is. What is his name again? Hold on. Hold on. We're gonna have some fun here. Hold on one second.
Professors are going back.
What's his name?
Giving handwritten.
What was his name? He had a Twitter post. Stephen Cirelli. Stephen Cirelli. Okay, let's see if I can find one on Rate My Professor. Give me one moment, folks. Rate My Professors. No, I don't want to. Oh my gosh, continue with those. Stephen Cirelli. I think I found him. St. Peter's University, English. He has a 3 out of 5. Most of the ratings are actually, he doesn't have any 3-star ratings. He has 3 5-star ratings. He has 8 4-star ratings, 0 3-star ratings, 3 2-star ratings, and 5 1-star ratings. I wonder if any attendance mandatory. Yeah, you got to get credit. Yeah, this person got. A lot of the people who rate him good say his classes aren't even hard. He got a 2 difficulty rating. It says, somebody put. It's always the kids that fail. This person got a C. They said difficulty. His quality is a 2 and difficulty 5. Participation matters. He's a tough grader. Oh my gosh. Look, I want y'all to see what I can see. Hold on. This is Rate My Professor. See, this is him. I told you guys, you could do this with any professor. He has 19 ratings. I bet you that girl that he failed is somewhere at this 1 in awful range. Hopefully y'all can see. 50% will take it again. About 3 difficulty rating. It seems like he's overall a average teacher. Then you have these ones. Yeah, he gets mad over. And this is in 2022, a lot of these ratings. 23, 24. Yeah, so this is like last year stuff. I don't even see anything from 2021. He's been teaching for a while. So, yeah, this goes all the way from 2015. He's been teaching for a long time. As you think, things have changed. He might have became a better professor recently. Obviously, 2024 is the last time he's ever gotten a rating in a class. But hey, y'all can research your teachers before you get in. You can see how long they've been teaching, they're tenured, all that other stuff. He seems like a pretty decent teacher to me to an extent. I would say also, like, it's just tricky because he's a university teacher. If he's a high school teacher, I would be coming at it more different way, especially the way he was speaking about using AI and other things like that. But as a university teacher, it's always trickier because university coursework, you should already know how to use a lot of stuff given to you, but there's a lot of students in university right now that do not know that kind of thing. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. I really appreciate you all. If you have any suggestions, send me an email at devtalkspod@gmail.com. Everything in the description down below. Check it out. Without further ado, peace. See you next time.